Hey, it's your Uncle Sanj here. I understand you guys want 3 tips on my recommendations to help you achieve the most successful you that you can get. So, 3 tips for success. First thing I'd like to focus on is character. This is so important. It's the biggest piece of your personal brand, and it's something you should get right as soon as you can. Think about what do you want to be known for in terms of your character, and what do you want to bring to the table as you work with your colleagues every single time. For me, it was around trust, it was around transparency, it was around the ability to educate those who aren't familiar with the technology. So I always brought that to the table. I became that person who explained things to people. I was patient when they talked about technology challenges, and then I was transparent and told them what the truth was, whether there were caveats or risks in what we were doing or deploying. And that built those relationships for me. I became that trusted business advisor that others relied upon. Part of it as well was my greatest driver in a lot of cases is I don't want to let others down. So I want to be that trusted, reliable person who delivers timely solutions. If I say I'm going to do something by a certain time, I always execute. I haven't had a sick day this century. It's one time in my 19-year full-time career, and not everybody can do that, but that's something that you should strive to do. Make sure that you honor your commitments. If you can't, communicate or over-communicate. Really important. It's all part of your character and what you want to be defined as. Even if you think nobody notices or will take recognition of that, trust me, people notice, and they do, and that becomes a fabric that's woven into the tapestry of how people want to work with you. Second tip that I'd like to mention is really, for me, it was around not focusing on you're not worried about your employment, right? We've had a lot of ups and downs in the economy in the past 15 years. And so instead of focusing on your employment, you should really focus on your employability. And that means getting new skills every day, learning new things, making new relationships, making impact in every way that you can, so that not only are you very, very marketable within your own company, but also very marketable outside if you need to go somewhere else. It also applies to small business owners who really are trying to get those skills to stay relevant. So that was one of the best things I did. And when I focused on my employability, I took more risks at work. And I said things that were necessary to be said, and I made my voice heard. Whereas if I was really just afraid of rocking the boat and afraid I'd lose my job, I wouldn't have taken those risks. I wouldn't have been recognized. I wouldn't have made that impact. So having that ability to say, look, I'm going to focus on not my employment, but my employability. That means doing all the right things and growing yourself in every way that you can. The third thing, and probably one of the most important things that I learned in my career is, and this is more recent, learn when to say no. And so I've always spent a lot of time making everybody's life around me easier. Those I report to, those who team with me, even those who report to me, I always felt I'm here to make things frictionless and easy for everybody. And so I was saying yes to every single call request, every single project, even if I wasn't interested or wasn't strategic. I was on calls 6 or 7 hours a day, and I gained 5 or 6 hours of work each day because of the action items on those calls. At one point about 5 years ago, I said, I'm going to start saying no to anything that's not strategic or aligned with my aptitude of things that I really, really enjoy. And that's a little bit risky, and you may not be able to do that till later in your career, but that had such an amazing effect. So when I said, no, I can't join this call, or no, I'm sorry, I don't have the time to do that, people started appreciating my time a lot more. So instead of saying, hey, Sanjay, I need you on this 1-hour call to talk about X, Y, or Z, they said, hey, Sanjay, can I just bounce this idea off you for 5 minutes? So people appreciated my time more. Second thing is, since I only worked on things that were strategic and within my wheelhouse and things I really enjoyed, the quality of my work went up several levels. And it was great to begin with, in my humble opinion, but I noticed that the quality went way up because now I'm focused on those things that really align with the company, with my mission, my objectives, and the things I want to bring to the table, and the quality is off the charts. So by taking that shift, and you can do it in small increments, you don't have to immediately start saying no to everybody. Don't do that. You take that, on certain things and say, wow, this is great. I'd love to help you. It's not really within my scope, but James over here, he's pretty good with that. Why don't you call him? And in fact, I'll introduce you. So there's some small steps you can do. Really focus on your impact and how you can help the company and your clients. and that should clear things up pretty quickly for you. Well, thank you guys for listening to my 3 tips for success. I'm honored to do it. They come with no disclaimers, but of course don't call me if you misinterpret anything. Actually, do call me before you do, or call James and let us know if you have questions. Now I've got to figure out this internet thing, which I think is just a fad, but this Bruiser, Internet Explorer Bruiser, is really hurting. Thanks, guys. It's your Uncle Sanj. Have a great day and a great career.